Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies, and today I'd like to take a look and discuss with you the differences between two really popular models. So we've got the Tamiya TT-02 and the Kyosho Fazer AMG GT3. So I've just got these body sets here because they're like for like. So here we have a picture of what your TT-02 came like in the box, and here you have the ready to run Fazer. So which is really cool. Okay, now if we jump on the overhead, you can see here when I've built up the Tamiya TT-02, the grey one, I have in fact done it as box art because I think it looks stunning. Okay, but some of the design features are, the basic features are the Kyosho Fazer, the orange one here, that comes ready to run. So that comes with the radio, that comes with the car, speed controller motor, and it comes everything assembled and painted, which is really good for some people. For some people, they really want the opportunity to build and paint their cars. So we've got the TT-02. If you want to be a builder, scratch builder effectively from part sprues, doesn't mean that you can't take apart the ready to run car. So let's take the bodies off and have a look a bit further. Like I said, this Tamiya car is indeed inbuilt, so it is ready to run as we speak. And funnily enough, it's fitted with very similar running gear as the Fazer. Get the body off the Fazer, get that out of the way. Okay, so we can see immediately on the overhead, both of them are in fact four-wheel drive chassis. So they're inline, both the motors are on the same side of the chassis. They're both prop driven cars. Neither of them have a top deck. So we can see that. The other thing that we can see is that the motor in the Fazer over here is actually longer. It's a 550 size motor, so it's a little bit bigger, and it's a custom wind. So, and Kyosho spec'd that out with a 14 turn single. So punch for punch with the 25 turn Tamiya motor is far more powerful, giving you a higher top speed. It's also going to drain your batteries a lot quicker and be more demanding on your electrics, but in the current state of affairs with LiPo batteries and the speed controllers that we're using, even the most basic ones as fitted to the Kyosho will handle that 14 single motor. Being a ready to run car, it's also fitted with a receiver and a servo. It is a plastic geared servo, and I have heard reports of them sort of failing or not being the best units, but that's after some good running. So all servos will have a lifespan. The one on the Kyosho does tend to fail a little bit early, whereas the one that I've built with the Tamiya, I've put a metal gear unit in there straight off the bat, so it's going to be a little bit more stronger, reliable and robust. Another couple of big differences between the Fazer here and the TT-02, the Tamiya TT-02, is the fact that the Tamiya TT-02 doesn't have any kind of fluid filled dampeners. So it's basically just a spring retainer that holds it. So it lends the chassis to sort of pogo a little bit around the track. Now, with the motor that's fitted, that doesn't provide a really big problem. They still drive really nice at that speed. But if you were to put a more powerful motor like the one fitted in the Fazer, the handling of the car could be somewhat of a handful, just because it's not going to develop and put down the power as nice as the oil-filled units in the Fazer. Now, although they're oil-filled in the Fazer, they're plastic body. But you know what? I don't mind that. And they actually work and they seal really well. They're really nice. I race one of these Fazers and I think it's a really good entry-level car. The other thing with both cars is they both have what we call open differentials. So they do have front and rear diffs, and they're both gear drive. So they're not fluid filled, which is really good for beginners and novices because it's something less to leak and something less to worry about rebuilding. So that's really nice. As far as slop and everything goes, the only factory non-factory addition that I've built into this TT-02 is in fact bearings, ball bearings. So whereas that came in the kit with nylon bushings and brass bushings throughout the transmission and the wheels, the Fazer actually comes with ball bearings, which is really good. It's ball raced throughout the car, so it's going to give it a really good lifespan, really smooth running operations. Doesn't mean that your bearings don't need to be serviced, for that they do, but At the start, a really good package because it's got oil-filled shocks, ball bearings, and a 14 single motor. You can see why the Fazer is so popular as a ready-to-run car. Also has a very scale looking body. We'll come and have a look. The Fazer body here, very scale, and it is stickered all over. Really nice, and it does have light buckets in there for the optional fitting of LEDs, which is a really nice touch from Kyosho. And that does have a nice big wing on the back there to aid with your handling. Now we'll have a look at the Tamiya body. Again, probably the detail on the Tamiya body is next level up. Of that, there's no doubt. It's got really nice venting and lines throughout the body. Gives it a really crisp presentation. This one does also have light buckets, which you could in fact put LED units. The light buckets are not as nice as the Fazer ones, but hey, they're still there and give that really classy three-dimensional look. You can see that on both the bodies. The Tamiya body doesn't come painted or cut out, so you will in fact have to cut that and color that how you see fit, which is really good because a lot of people won't want to do the box art, or in fact the painting can be really quite intimidating or scary for them. Same with fitting the body itself. So the Tamiya one, you have to do all that. So some people see it as an extra job. A lot of people see it as an opportunity to create more. So a couple of different options there. They both come with mirrors. Really, as a whole, really good looking bodies. So there's some of the differences that I've talked about between the two cars. Both of them will take the 7.2 volt lithium batteries. They'll also take NiCad batteries. The Fazer comes pre-wired with a Dean style connector. Again, the TT-02 doesn't even come with a speed controller anymore, so the connector option is up to you. They'll both run small square lipos, or they'll both fit straight into a stick style lipo pack with rounded edges, which is a preferred choice for the Fazer. Yeah, like I said, Fazer is ball raced. Another thing about the Fazer I like, it actually has disc brake details, which is really nice. I mean, they don't do anything, but it has the caliper in behind the wheel here and a nice chrome disc. Whereas a Tamiya, as you can see here, clearly does not. It does have a disc brake on the hub, but doesn't have the caliper, which is a really nice touch there by Kyosho. Yeah, so I think that's a pretty good rundown. A few differences between the cars. If you'd like to build one, then obviously you're going to go with the Tamiya. If you just want to take it out and hit the track with it, then the Fazers you go to. The Tamiya can definitely be specced up to meet those needs of a Fazer, but the Fazer has it all in one box. Okay, well, I'm Brett from Hearns, and thanks for taking a look at the differences between a Tamiya TT-02 and a Kyosho Fazer. Thanks for watching.